we do? I have to admit, I'm curious. It's not far, so we might as well just go take a look. Alright, let's take a slight detour and see what's happening in the market then. Now, do we actually have to do that? West Celtic Highway. Oh, we need to go to the market anyway. Alright, we're going to do a brief talk to everyone. There's been a robbery. There's been a murder. This guy's probably just singing about it. Oh, how sorrowful, once peaceful hearts have now turned wild. Were we not, therefore I shall find the lost fragments of love. Feel free to fall for me, for it is only natural. What? You're not even rhyming. You know what, doesn't matter. Can't hold back my desire to shop. That's quite the sales pitch. Come on, people. I got some news for you all right here. Grab the latest issue of the Imperial Chronicle while you can. Don't expect it to have anything about the Grand Market. Unbelievable. Came to buy some milk and the market's closed. No, I want to go talk to the drunk. Okay. Listen, are any of you going to give me a recipe or anything? No? Alright. I'm sorry, the Grand Market isn't quite open for business yet. Oh, it's the students from yesterday. Good morning. Opening late today after all I see? Afraid so. Guess you already know about the robbery, yes? The two merchants whose stores were destroyed are still arguing about it. You bastard! You're not going to get away with this! Oh no, not them. The manager came to try and break them up, but he doesn't seem to be having much luck. I hope no one ends up getting hurt. What should we do, Reen? Maybe we could try talking to them. Considering everything that's happened yesterday, you just might be the cavalry we need right now. Let's go. As if it's these two that got destroyed. I wonder who done it. How dare you destroy my stall! You damned coward! I knew you country folk weren't to be trusted. Whoa! Who else could it have been? Just come clean and admit it already. Who are you calling a coward, you him-delirium snob? You're the one who wanted my spot all for yourself. Calm down, gentlemen, please. Playing all innocent, trying to paint me as the bad guy, you make me sick. Did I just whistle there? What do you say we settle it right here and now? Bring it on! Hold it. +7? You kids again. Keep your nose out of this. I'm gonna make him pay for smashing my stall. I don't know when this guy... Anyway. Smashing? Oof. They really are completely ruined. This is awful. However, harming one another is not going to bring them back. In the end, they will still be smashed, and you will be worse off. But his anger isn't going to go away unless I do something. He took all my goods too, so I haven't even got anything to sell. What are you talking about? You were the one who stole my goods. And you're going to give them all back right now and fix the damage you did to my stall, or else I can't be held responsible for my actions. Oh god. This isn't good. I don't think they even listened to a word we're saying. What do we do? Stop this at once. The provincial army? What? What is the meaning of this? It's the middle of the morning. Stop this nonsense immediately. But I believe you are the one in charge here. I demand an explanation as to what has transpired. Well, you see, explained everything. I see. The solution is simple then. Men, take them away. Yes, sir. What? What do you mean, take us away? Two stalls were destroyed, 2 sets of goods were stolen. The truth is as clear as day. 2 merchants in the midst of a heated disagreement committed the same crime at the same time. I didn't know you were a poet. But that's not fair, I... You don't think it premature to draw such a conclusion without any investigation? Provincial army doesn't have time to waste solving the petty squabbles of merchants. But I'm not an unreasonable man. Cease your dispute, and you will be left alone. Continue, and you will come with us. The choice is yours. They're trying to force both merchants to forget this ever happened? To sweep the whole deal under the rug? Yeah, something about this seems really wrong. My guess is... maybe the provincial army done it. And then they're doing this to try and make themselves look good? And come back into the people's favor? I don't know. Ugh. Gah. Very good then. I'm sure you can agree. Wasting time on shenanigans like this is detrimental to all parties involved. I hope you'll think twice before causing such a ruckus. Now, if you'll please excuse us. I'm a busy man. There they go. Well, I guess they did stop those 2 from fighting, but they did nothing to solve the underlying problem. This isn't right. I see now how the provincial army here conducts itself. I'm sure you're both still pretty angry about this, but right now, the 2 of you need to focus on keeping cool-headed. If you have the time to fight, try to use that time for something more productive instead. You'll feel a lot better. Yeah, I shouldn't have let my anger take control of me like that. We can't open a grand market for business until we've cleaned up these busted stalls. And we're already running late, so I hate to ask, but could you all mind lending me a hand? They cleared away the remains of the 2 stalls. With the help of Reen and the others on top of that, the market was finally able to open. Albeit behind schedule. Thanks to you 4, we were able to open the grand market for business today. A bit quicker than I'd expected. I've forgotten how my voice... Oh yeah, I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am. Oh, there's no need for that. We barely did anything. I'm just glad no one got hurt. All the more reason to thank you. A merchant stall is his livelihood. Any action taken against it can throw him into blind rage. It's hard to bring someone back from that. It would seem the problems facing the merchants in this town are quite grave indeed. The provincial army may have intervened, but it's difficult to believe they'd make no attempts to find an amicable solution. Quite right. It's clear at the never now that they have no intention of trying to resolve any issues involving the market. And I can't see that changing unless we decide to just accept the sales tax increase and keep quiet about it. Still, you'd think they'd at least be a little more subtle about the whole thing. There's no way those 2 merchants are just going to accept this and move on. I don't suppose they will. And if word gets out about this, it's not inconceivable for certain groups of people to begin boycotting the marketplace. Something definitely has to be done. I'm just not sure what. Is something wrong, Reen? You're awfully quiet. Are you feeling unwell? Sir, I have a favor to ask. Would you consider allowing us to investigate this morning's incident? What? Are you suggesting that we attempt to find a perpetrator who destroyed the merchant stalls ourselves? It's a kind offer, but as I said yesterday, this is our affair, not yours. You're students, you have your own studies to worry about, and I wouldn't feel right interfering. We're students training for the military, though. We can't just stand by and allow something so unjust to go unchallenged. It's the Army's responsibility to address this, but they're shirking their duties here, and that reflects poorly on us all. Well, that's true enough, I guess. But do you really think we're up for something like this? I kind of have to wonder about that too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just amateurs. We should at least check with Instructor Sarah first and see what she thinks. She's already told us. Put your heads together and think. I'm sure you'll see what you need to do. Her words. This seems like exactly the sort of thing she meant. At least it does to me. Oh. I see your point. Perhaps matters such as this may fall under the scope of our field study after all. Yeah, you do make a good case. I'm still not sure we're up to it, but I guess it can't hurt to try. Neither seek nor shun the fight. Very well, we should do what we can. Are you really sure? Certainly not going to say no, and I'm very concerned about the market and the safety of our merchants. So if you're 100% sure, I have to admit, I truly would appreciate anything you can do for us. Thank you, sir. We'll do everything in our power to find answers. Just be careful, don't go seeking out trouble. I don't want you kids being put in danger. We're dealing with a criminal who acts under the cover of night. He may be capable of a lot more than just thievery and vandalism. Remember, I'm responsible for your safety, and my indigestion's coming back. Excuse me? But if anything were to happen to you, I couldn't even look Van Dyck in the eye anymore. We'll be careful, we promise. I know I will at least. I probably need to be more careful than anyone else here. Zoinks! Now that's settled, we should act quickly. Yeah, let's get this investigation started. Cool. It's our main story then. First things first, we need to decide where to start investigating. Probably the market? Logical starting point would be the market itself, scene of the crime. We should probably get statements from those 2 merchants before anything else. Indeed, I anticipate they calmed themselves by now. So perhaps we can get something a bit more substantial from them. We still may have to ascertain their innocence or guilt in the matter as well. We'll need to keep a close eye on that. At the time though, if we miss the last train towards Hemdalar, we'll have no way of getting back. Plus, we've been given other tasks too, and I'd really like to get them done. In short, we need to keep moving. Our deadline's 9 PM. Let's use every minute we have. Understood. Let's do it. Cool. Alright, let's do this. Does anyone have a recipe? Any recipes? We need more money. Okay, to the market. Oh yeah, side quest. Let's do this first. Excuse me, would you happen to be Lizzie? That's correct. Does that make you the student from Falls? Who the manager said would be coming? Yep, that's us. We came to see you about the request you sent in. Could you explain the situation? Of course. I happened to come across someone's wallet by my store yesterday, you see. I kept it with me in the hopes that they would come to pick it up if no one's come to claim it. It's mine. It's mine. As such, I'd like to ask you all for your help in delivering it back to its owner. Oh yeah, we'll deliver it back to its owner, alright. Would you be able to do that for me? yeah, something like that. Would be happy to help. Wink. Thank you. Here's the wallet. Alright, easy money. We'll be sure to take good care of it. See, Alyssa gets it. I assume that you've already inspected the contents. I did indeed. And for... no money. Oh, identity. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything inside that could help to identify the owner. What exactly was inside it? Well, yes! Naturally, there was mirror in it. Like, a lot of mirror. This isn't just chump change we're talking about. The only other thing was a train ticket to Hemdalar that's scheduled for tonight. Sounds like the owner is a fairly well-off traveller then. Not much we can do with that as our only lead though. I believe the train ticket is potentially our best lead. Yep, what should we do with it? Should we go and ask at the station? Yeah, considering this is for a train at least tonight, I imagine the owner is frantically searching for it. Which means they might have already been to the station. Let's head over. I'm taking that wallet. And to think, I was ecstatic to finally participate in the famous Celtic Grand Market. Oh, what did I ever do to deserve this? Excuse me. You. I'm sorry you had to see me acting like that. I hope you can forgive me. He seems really down. Quite understandable. He's a merchant in a busy market, unable to do business. So what brings you here? Did you need something? Well, actually... Being explained that him and classmates were investigating. You're investigating? That's right, and we'd really appreciate it if you could answer a few questions for us. You may be able to help us find the true culprit. I suppose it can't hurt. It's better than doing nothing, at least. You don't have to sound so pessimistic. Can you blame me? You're students at a military academy, not exactly ace detectives. Bro, I love that this game does this. Like, you would say that. You'd be like, bro, you guys are kids. Like, I love that the game doesn't, like, ignore, you know, faults with the story. So they question it and then kind of... Do you know what I mean? Not faults with the story, but stuff like this. The game doesn't ignore it. I really like that. That is true, but we're still determined to find out who did this. We may even be able to recover your goods. Cooperating with us could prove quite fruitful. Okay, fine. I never said I wouldn't help you, did I? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, though. It's not like I saw anything worth mentioning. You didn't? As soon as I made sure my store was ready to open the next morning, I left everything set up and went home. The other merchants around here can vouch. Guess I shouldn't have left the stall unattended, though. By the time I got in, it was too late. So by morning, the stall had already been destroyed and your goods stolen? Come to think of it, what goods were stolen? Oh, I have a sample with me, actually. Excuse me. An accessory? Is this a brand that's popular in the capital? Been a real hit lately, yeah. I was hoping to bring the fad here by selling them in the market. This is the only one I have left now. Oh, I dread to think just how much money I lost in one single night. That damned coward sabotaging my business. Much too early to be jumping to conclusions. Do you have any evidence? No, but he clearly is the prime suspect. He was so against the idea of taking turns sharing the spot with me, he decided to destroy my store altogether. I just know it. I'm going to get him to give me my goods back no matter what it takes. Just try to stay calm, man. You do know that if you cause any more trouble, the army really will arrest you. Ah, yeah, I know, but it's a matter of justice. I can't just act like nothing ever happened. It's wrong on general principle. I'm begging you, please get my goods back. I can't promise success, but I swear to you, we'll do everything we can. That much I can promise. I think that everything this merchant knows. Let's try questioning the other one. You got any recipes? Really bad time. Eventually she's going to give us a recipe. Eventually. Oh, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but could we have a moment of your time? You're those kids from that military academy, right? Huh, what do you want from me? I've got nothing to sell you. Even if I did have something to sell you, I've got no place to sell it. I'm basically ruined. Top it all off, the army and that other damn merchant acting like I'm the one who did it. He's not taking this very well, is he? Hard to blame him. We need to see if he knows anything that might help us. Well, you see... Reed explained to he and his classmates. Yep, we're investigating. You're investigating this mess? Okay. So would you consider cooperating? Sure, why not? Not get my hopes up, as I'm sure you can understand. Well, I've got nothing left to lose. Not exactly a vote of confidence. Hey, he's willing to cooperate. I say we cut him some slack and hear him out. So about last night, at the time the incident actually happened. Last night, huh? I don't know how much help I can be if that's what you're asking about here. See, I left the market right after arguing with that merchant yesterday, and I didn't come back till this morning. I stayed over at a friend's place, another merchant. Just got pissed drunk and ranted at him all night. And you're certain of this? Positive. Ask my friend if you don't believe me, he'll back me up. I wandered over here with an awful hangover this morning, and what I found gave me a hell of a start. My whole stall in shambles. If that weren't bad enough, all the processed foods I was going to sell were just gone without a trace. So the goods that were stolen were all processed foods? That's right. Nuts, cheese, bacon, all foods that have a long shelf life made with local ingredients. Seeing all my stuff gone really sobered me up. It was like I hadn't been drinking at all. And that's when I went over to that fool's stall to make him pay for it. Why'd you go straight to him? Because he was the one who did it, of course. He smashed my stall so he could have that spot all to himself. Yeah, but his one's smashed. But that doesn't make any sense. If Heinz did it, then why was his stall destroyed too? He must have done it to himself. Probably figured if he destroyed his own stall, no one would believe he could be responsible. I don't know, it seems pretty unlikely. It's a bit excessive. While I understand your frustration, baseless accusations do no one any favours and only cloud the true issue. But it's so frustrating. I've lost so much money because of this. I'm gonna have to shut up shop for good. Yeah, that is bad. If I could at least get my goods back. Maybe I could salvage enough to stay afloat. But what are the odds of that? None of the other merchants saw anybody do anything, and the provincial army sure ain't about to help. Oh, I'm finished, pure and simple. All the hard work I've gotten to getting this far, and this is how the dream ends for me. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much we'll actually be able to do for you. But we'll do everything in our power to help you find some closure. So cheer up. No, I do appreciate that, but again, I ain't about to get my hopes up. Good luck though. Elliot's just like, so cheer up, bro. Well, that's all the two victims of this crime have to say, it seems. What does everyone think? I can't be sure, but I really don't think either of them is responsible. Both merchants certainly have adequate motive to damage the other store, but the chance of both committing the same crime in the same night without crossing paths, yeah, virtually nil. It's not impossible that they were just out to steal each other's merchandise, but I don't believe that's what happened. Both of them have alibis confirming that they were somewhere else when the crime took place. Yep. I just can't see either of these merchants being responsible for what happened, so we're going to have to look elsewhere. Where though? I mean, who could it possibly have been? Possible to say right now, we don't have any solid leads. We know who the culprit wasn't, but how are we supposed to start narrowing down who it was? The market itself seems unlikely to produce any further clues. We should focus our attention elsewhere. Actually, there is one thing that's been bugging me. There's one group of people involved in this whole situation whose actions don't seem to make any sense. Maybe if we can work out the reasoning behind their strange behaviour, we can come one step closer to finding our culprit. Whom do you mean? The army. I'm talking about the merchants in the market? No. Why? I'm trying to think, why would the market manager and his wife do it? It's going to make him look bad. It's the army. Gotta be. The provincial army. They haven't done a thing to try and solve this crime despite it happening right under their noses. And that begs the question, why not? The market manager said they're refusing to fulfill their role due to the tax issue, which means the provincial army should refuse to intervene in quarrels within the market as well. If that's the case, then why did they come and intervene? Now that you mention it, that really doesn't make any sense. Their methods were atrocious, but the fact is, they brought that dispute to an end almost instantly. They did get involved. Yeah, one minute they're refusing to do anything, then the next they're taking a stand. It's definitely suspicious. My point exactly. There's definitely something unnatural about the way they're conducting themselves. And since we have no other leads, what do you say we go to the army's guardhouse and take a look around? Oh, I'm so down. Might be able to learn something from them. That may be worth an attempt. The guardhouse isn't too far from here either. Let's head on over and see what we can find. Let's go. That must mean we got it right. Okay. The thing is, when do I do the sub-quests? Let's go to the station. After entering the station, they asked about whether or not there had been any inquiries in regards to lost properties. Yeah, there was an inquiry. Well, it seems to match the description we received too. Can I ask when an inquiry was made? I believe it was this morning. A young lady came along in a panic, claiming that she was at a complete loss about her wallet and its contents. From what I could tell, she seems to have been traveling alone. I get why she would be in a panic then. Did she say anything else that could lead us to her? She mentioned something about returning to the inn to do a thorough check, if I recall correctly. It's the Weathercock, right down the street. Oh, I wonder if it's, what's her name? No, but she's not well off. It could be Margot. How convenient, we happen to be staying there. Okay, let's go ask Margot. Oh, I've got to. Drink's all gone. Someone, anyone give me a mirror. This poor drunk needs a mirror. What a tragic story. Eventually, I reckon at the end, that guy's gonna eventually give us like a recipe. Come on. Okay. Hey there, is something the matter? Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to ask you. He explained the situation about the wallet. Oh, you're looking for Annabelle. Bad timing though, she just left. Come on. That's unfortunate. We have a name now, and at least that makes life a lot easier. True. All that's left now is to actually meet with her. She mentioned I should be searching at the rest area in the Grand Market next, so you'll want to head there. Make sure you return it to her. No, we're going to steal it. I mean, that was what I wanted to do, but... Stop tricking poor travelers to listen to your silly stories. What a creepy old man. No one's got any recipes for us. Is it you? No. Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to know if a young lady came here in search for a wallet, would you? She was indeed here a few minutes ago, but she's gone now. Do you know where she went? Unfortunately not. She mentioned something about having no choice but to rely on Adios now, though. Does that help you out at all? I think there's only one place that could be. Shall we make our way to the church? Let's do it. To the church! Listen. Best place to go going to the church, we get to see the key. Mum got real mad at me, so yeah, sorry about yesterday. Promise you won't pull any stuff like that anymore, okay? I'll forgive you if you do that. Yeah, take this. It's real special to me, so you know I'm being serious. I've been through too much thanks to Jake and his pranks. These country kids are such bullies. Damn it. I bet it was her who told my mum. Two can play that game. Oh, you're such a dick! I was told that Jake and Susie aren't a good match for each other, but that's silly. Getting along with each other is so much better. I think they'll become friends one day. That's why I told Mummy about what Jake did to her yesterday. Oh, you snitch! Lulu, come on, give me a recipe. Oh, it doesn't matter, you're just cute. Oh god, she's going to be super religious after this. Oh Adios, please have mercy on my poor soul. I cannot believe this. How am I supposed to live on, having lost all my mirror in a place like this? Looks like we found her. Tragic heroine? Oh, the tragic heroine act made it kind of obvious. Fortunately, we'll have to interrupt her. Excuse me. Eek. Just who are all of you? Well, you can turn right around if you plan to rob me. I no longer have any... Please, calm down. We just want to ask you something. Are we correct in assuming that you are Annabelle? I am. Thought so. You wouldn't happen to recognize this wallet, would you? That's my wallet. Where did you find it? Well, you see... He explained the situation. Thank you. I'm surprised to hear that a merchant from the Grand Market kept it safe for me, however. Kindness remains within people's hearts after all, it would seem. Looks that way, yeah. Regardless, I'm very grateful that you found it for me. Is there any particular amount that you'd like in return? You can take half of what's currently in here if you'd like. Yes, yes. No, Reen, shut up. Yes, we can accept that. Your thanks alone are enough? Guys! Your thanks alone are enough. I see. Well, how about this then? I purchased it as a souvenir at the Grand Market before the Great Wallet search began. We'll take it. I see no reason you can't accept that. In fact, I insist. I hope you find it useful. Thank you. We gratefully accept it. Thank you again for finding my wallet. Oh, it teleported here. So you managed to find the owner after all. Thank goodness. I really can't thank you enough. I'm glad that we could be of help. Please excuse us then. Sweet. Let's see what we got. Ooh, okay, that is good. That is good. Defense and magic defense. Yeah, that's perfect for you. It's actually really good for you. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Definitely going to save it, it's been a while. Alright, let's go do the other side quest. West Keldic, I remember. We should focus and get more info before going anywhere else. Yes, we get back to asking around? Wait. Okay. Alright, let's do this. They're not going to let us in, though. Huh. Aren't you those students from that military academy, was it? What are you doing here? Terribly sorry to trouble you, but we were hoping you might be able to help us. Could we ask you a few questions about the incident that occurred at Grand Market? What? What does that have to do with you? We're visiting this town on a field study, and we would very much appreciate the chance to see how experienced soldiers such as yourselves handle difficult situations every day. Seems a perfect opportunity for an anecdotal case study, and should prove most invaluable to our education, if you'd permit it. Alright, stay here, I'll see what I can do. So we might be able to hear what they have to say for themselves. Nicely done, Laura. Yeah, in times like this, we need to make good use of our positions. No one can fault a student for wanting to learn after all. But now comes the hard part. This makes me nervous. Well, let's just wait and see what we can get out of them. Remember, it's not always what they say that matters, but how they say it. And even more importantly, what they don't say. I hope you appreciate us taking the time out of our busy schedules for this. What do you want? Make it quick. He's not even trying to keep up appearances. Unbelievable. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Would we be correct in assuming that the army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came here to ask? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in this region not be taking this matter more seriously? Laura, I'm not sure. You got a big mouth for someone your age. It seems you have a lot to learn about how military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the #1 priority of the provincial army be in order to maintain the status quo? I'll tell you. Their #1 priority should be to enforce the will of their region's ruling lord, Duke Alberea. As members of the provincial army, the will of the nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have. A duty to protect. I assume you're referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase. So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawn, the Grand Market isn't something you have a duty to protect? Interpret my words however you want. We're soldiers. We follow our orders. That's how the military works. We don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our jobs. Grr. This is nuts. Does he even have a tiny shred of shame? I was hoping we'd be able to get something out of him, but it sure doesn't seem too likely anymore. So, is that it then? I hope this has been enlightening. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. Wait! Would you mind answering just one more question? Go on, Elliot. Fine. Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Marco was handling? You know, the accessory merchant. All he had left was that one sample. What are you talking about? That merchant from the capital, Hines, was the one who was planning on selling accessories. What? What did you just say? What are you all looking at me like that for? How do you know that? I was under the impression you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. Let's go, Elliot. We only discovered what each of the merchants was intended to sell a short while ago ourselves. Sir? We have our own ways of finding these things out. You do well not to underestimate us. Now we've wasted enough time answering your questions. We're leaving. Get absolutely owned. Do you think the fact that they know what each of the merchants was selling means they did investigate the matter? But the burglary happened last night. And it was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging, not without running into us. Agreed. I suspect they knew what each merchant was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. So that would be easy information for them to learn, since Duke Alberea must have issued permits for both stalls. That's true, and the army would have no trouble gaining access to transaction records for something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they needed to know so they could prepare. Prepare for what? I get the impression that the incident at the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those two merchants being given permits to the same spot was a coincidence either. Let's go, Elliot. Genius. It was probably done to get them to start. Well, the real genius here was me for figuring this out straight away. It was probably done to get them to start fighting so they could get robbed while there was tension between them. Basically, create a situation that couldn't be brought under control without the army's help. So the two merchants were being used all along. That seems to fit perfectly with what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the army has shown no interest in actively working toward a solution. Unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition. So they waited for things to get out of hand, then showed up to force both parties into an uncomfortable truce. Eventually, the merchants would get worn down enough that they'd feel like they have no choice but to withdraw the petition. This is turning out to be an even shadier situation than I thought. Yep, thanks to Elliot, I do believe we've finally uncovered the truth of the matter. That was indeed some very quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You'd make a fine military strategist. I just got lucky, that's all. What we know is the army somehow involved in the actual perpetrators of this crime. The only way to solve it once and for all, though, seems to be, well, find them and catch them. But if this was carried out by members of the army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are far too proud of dirty their hands with such escapades. I tend to agree. Really, whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still here in Seldic. There just aren't many viable places to hide such a huge volume of goods without them being found. Yep, good point. Maybe they escaped by train. No, that can't be. Boarding a train with that much merchandise would raise suspicion for sure. It's been less than a day since the burglary happened, so they can't have gotten far. Maybe if we ask around on the main road to see if anyone saw anything out of the ordinary. Someone suspicious may have been spotted leaving or even entering the town. That sounds like a wise course of action. Come, let's resume our search. We mustn't let this cowardly thief get away. I wouldn't dream of it. Damn, this is deeper than I expected. And there we go, it looks like we've got to go there.